I'm not even supposed to be here today.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the customers.
Such a classic line. Well, this is You Had Me at Rewind, and we're traveling back to October 19th, 1994 to talk about Clerks, the scrappy indie film that made convenience store banter into cinematic history.
They've worked hard enough. Isn't it time? They had their own movie, Clerks.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
I don't bother them and they don't bother me.
I could do without the people in the video store.
Do you have that one with that guy who was in that movie that was out last year?
You should hear the barrage of stupid questions I get.
What do you mean there's no ice? You mean I gotta drink this coffee hot?
You'd feel a hell of a lot better if you just rip into the occasional customer.
Welcome to You Had Me at Rewind, the podcast where we revisit the 90s flicks that raised us. I am welcoming in a good friend of mine, Marisa Boyd. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm super excited to talk about this movie. And so, Marissa and I worked together for a short time in Norman, but quickly could relate to a lot of things with movies and music and that sort of thing. And so I felt bad because I actually kind of double booked her on a high fidelity podcast. And so, anyway, I was like, I promised you I would have you on here to where it's all you. It's the Marisa Boyd podcast episode.
And that's really what I want all the
time. I just have people knocking on my door, like when begging me to be on this podcast. So no, but
this one's mine.
Yeah. This is great. I'm glad when I reached out to you about this podcast and you came up with this one. I thought it was great because we'll talk a little bit more about it, but Clerks for me is really, I think it's definitely, I mean, it is a 90s movie, very definitive of the age. We'll talk about it later I didn't really come to the Kevin Smith universe until probably the 2000s. And so, yeah. But this film for sure, it made such a huge impact that I think you can still kind of feel today, honestly. But why did Clerks come to your mind when I asked you about?
So you were asking me about 90s movies that I was interested in covering, and I mean, obviously, nostalgia wise, there are so many like important films, like things that are important to me, but this one feels so inherently 90s, like it just very much is of that time. And I think it was a thing that I discovered and kind of helped it helped define like an identity for me a little bit and open things up for me. And so it feels kind of significant.
No, I totally get that. For people who aren't familiar with the film, so Clerks, it was just shot. This was kind of part of its story for sure, but it was shot for just $27,000 on credit cards and filmed at night in the convenience store where writer-director Kevin Smith worked. Clerks is a black and white indie comedy that became a Gen X landmark. With razor-sharp dialogue and zero polish, it captured a slacker generation's existential dread, pop culture obsession, and refusal to settle. It launched Kevin Smith's Few-esque universe and introduced us to Dante, Randall, Jay, and Silent Bob. So, Marissa, I don't know if any of these events kind of hit you in a soft spot, but in October of '94, other things going on. The top song on the Billboard Hot 100 was "I'll Make Love to You" by Boyz II Men. That song was not featured in this soundtrack.
It was
this
not
movie.
on this soundtrack.
Pulp Fiction had just hit theaters a few weeks before, which I think it's kind of interesting. I think with these two films, both under Miramax, really kind of paved a way for films, ongoing from that point. But Friends debuted on NBC in September of this year, and flannel shirts and Magic Eye posters ruled teen bedrooms. So, yeah, did you ever have the Magic Eye poster?
I hate them. I hate those things. I never had one. Um, that is something that we could also discuss had we watched Mallrats instead of Clerks. Um, but I had lots of flannel.
Yeah. Funny enough, so I had glasses, like I got them when I was like in fifth grade, and I've worn contacts since high school, I guess. But funny enough, I can never see the magic eye thing when I have my contacts on. If I had them off, I could see them, but
Can I feel like it's all a sham?
it's not a sham. So, man, those books were like everywhere, not just the posters, but like, yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't do it. I think it's because I can't relax. Like I can't
Yeah,
relax my eyes or myself or
yeah.
anything.
It's definitely probably one of those. It's probably not, definitely not worth the effort.
No, it's not.
Yeah, very little payoff. So, go back to this movie. So, do you remember the first time you saw Clerks?
Like vividly.
Oh, okay. Tell me about it.
Okay, so the movie came out in 94. I did
Yeah.
not see it in 94. It was a few more years. I'm pretty sure it was like 97,
Okay.
97 or 98. Um, so I think it was towards the end of my freshman year in high school, maybe the summer after, in that time period. Which I feel like during that time I was finding I'd made some new friends. I was finding new music, new movies, things like
Hmm.
that, just things that had a little bit more edge to them than I had previously been exposed to. So I remember, and I used to every weekend go to Blockbuster and pick out movies,
Uh-huh.
just like walk through.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if this is one that I heard somebody talking about or if I just saw it and decided to try it. Like I don't really remember, but I do remember renting it, um, watching it at home, just being just totally floored by the conversations that were being had. And I remember Stan, my dad, walking into the room while she was talking about blowjobs and like pausing it, like trying to get it to turn off. Like I felt like I had been caught watching porn. Like I was just mortified and
Yeah.
trying to make it go away. And it was so interesting because there's nothing really risque that happens. All of it's just talking.
Talk. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's just talking about stuff. And but I was just like, I have to, this has to stop. And just being like, okay, are we good? Can you leave now? And getting back to it and feeling so like I was so subversive for watching it.
Yeah, yeah. I so I want to hear more about it, you watching it during that time, but rewatching it this time, I had started it the night before. I had definitely seen it before, but I had been a while. And honestly, it's kind of been a minute since I've immersed myself back into the Kevin Smith world. But I
Same.
was even watching it just like Whitney was asleep just watching it. I was just like, I was still kind of just like blushing almost. I was like, I forgot like how how filthy this is. But I didn't quite finish it, and we had a weekend morning, and I mean our girls were off everybody was doing it, and I was like, this is actually a good moment of time where I could finish this movie. But like I had the volume down like at level 2 or 3, and I had the like subtitles on just in case they like came in so I could pause it, because I was just like, it was almost like being caught like that, like from your dad, like
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh. But I also wasn't I guess save the the person who dies with a boner. Visually, I wasn't like worried about like anything, which you have to worry about with a lot of other stuff now, with kids. But yeah, definitely the language in here is, I still think, by today's standard is, I don't know if shocking is quite the right word, because we'll talk about it. This movie opened up that world, but it's certainly, it doesn't feel dated, I guess, in that sense. So
It doesn't. I haven't watched any of these in a really long time. I love them. I just haven't hung out with them
yeah,
in quite a while. And when I started it, I was kind of like, okay, we'll do this. And then I laughed out loud so many times.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it is still so funny.
yes,
Um, it is so funny. It also, I mean, as dirty as it is, being a person who has worked in, like kitchens
yeah,
and at a record store and stuff, it really like it captures like the conversations that you have um, when you're super young, and but
hmm,
also in like tight quarters
yeah,
with people,
oh yeah,
and like pushing boundaries and but also just being weird and being yourself. And it
yeah.
like it's so good at all of those pieces.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, so you watch it now, and honestly, it's not, I think almost in a way, if someone didn't know anything about Kevin Smith, or even when this film was made or whatever, if you showed it to them, I think they would still overall really enjoy it. I don't think they would like think about it being like such a revolution type of movie, because we see a lot of things like this now, including podcasts that have this type of banter.
Right.
Also, podcasts that Kevin Smith like produces and is a host of. It's just such a like part of our culture now. Like, I mean, for better or worse, we even have politicians now like using foul language, that sort of thing. But like, yes, just that. I mean, this really. I mean, I think it has credit to like, it seemed, even though it's a very well written script as far as the joke, like the beats and stuff like that,
Mhm.
exactly what you said, like there is something where these conversations just feel so lived in. And one of the most famous scenes is the whole Star Wars talk about the Death Star and
Yes.
all that, but that scene, it works into the scene itself. But really, that was really kind of like, it's almost, I was thinking of, I wrote a review about this movie after watching it the second time. And really, like, I don't think you could have the Big Bang Theory without this movie. Like
Fair.
this, like, it brought this kind of like almost like nerd talk, like not necessarily nerd talk, but like deconstructing like pop culture stuff. Like you mentioned, the conversations you would always have with people, even if you watch the film today and like, why would they do that or whatever like that. Kevin Smith really did bring this like to the screen for the first time. And so yeah, it's amazing how, yeah, I never worked in a true restaurant, but like I think everybody's been, certainly growing up, has been in a kind of a, I don't want to say a dead end type of job, but in some sort. Like I did work at Chick-fil-A, and I worked at a movie theater, like just kind of odd jobs. Like it's almost like a rite of passage, I think. Like I think it's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's definitely good. And so yeah, and I think certainly like the age that they are in this movie, like kind of early 20s or whatever like that. I mean, even though I wasn't doing this necessary, this this job, like working at a convenience store. I mean, I definitely graduated and kind of worked jobs I didn't want to, but I knew the purpose was like to hopefully lead to other things. But it kind of shows how it's easy to kind of get stuck in that world.
Well, you get comfortable, and it makes things feel safe, but you're not necessarily like growing.
Right. Oh yeah. And so yeah, I like I mentioned, so I definitely would not have been allowed to watch this movie when it came out. But
Yeah.
it's funny, like it was even the cover of it just screams 90s and Gen X, for sure, the movie poster. And I feel like, so my store in Longview, Texas we did have a Blockbuster, but I went to Hastings a lot. Did you have Hastings?
There was one in Norman, but I lived in Oklahoma City and I'm
Okay. Yeah.
aware of one in OKC.
Yeah. And so, anyway, but they sold like music and books. It was like my dream world. And, but anyway, it was Clerks was always a movie like I had seen and always kind of had heard about it and knew about it. So really, it wasn't until college that I had a roommate that really liked Kevin Smith, and Mallrats was like his movie. So I do think I saw Mallrats before I saw Clerks, and then, but like Mallrats kind of opened up. I think he had the poster of it. Probably that sounds very like a college thing to have, but
Yeah, Jason Lee is the great love of my life.
that's right. I've always really liked Jason, like just his sarcastic delivery. I've always loved, but he is he just living on the "My name is Earl" money at this point?
He's a no, he's a photographer now.
Oh, okay.
And he has I think he lives in Texas, or he did, but he has a photography, like a studio maybe in California where he sells photographs of
Okay.
like, but he had one that was all through like photographs all through Texas and Oklahoma.
Oh.
And he's got a couple of books out about that.
Oh. Huh.
Um, of photo books that are really cool. I went to an opening and hugged him. It was great. But it was like he was a skateboarder first,
Yeah, yeah, I knew
and
that.
then
Yeah.
he was in like so many of the Kevin Smith movies, and then he did My Name is Earl. I think he's in a show that came out recently
Oh,
on
okay.
Netflix, I
Well,
think.
well, a lot of people would recognize him from Almost Famous as well. That
Oh
was,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
He plays amazing, the amazing cocky lead singer of that band.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, we went on a Jason Lee tangent there. Yeah. So Kevin Smith is like, I would say, I did become a big fan of him. Like I even at one point on the DVDs of An Evening with Kevin Smith, just because the way he tells stories, like he's just an amazing storyteller. And I did listen to his series of podcasts at one point. Honestly, they got so dirty that it was just like it was a little too much. Like I don't know. It just it's just a lot. And so his films certainly, like I became a fan. I think especially his recent stuff, not so great. I think he's definitely hit or miss. I watched the latest Jay and Silent Bob movie he released, the Jay and Silent Bob reboot
Mhm.
that came out in 2019. I thought it was pretty horrible. I
I did
didn't.
not watch that one.
Jason Lee is in that one, but um, so but I think yeah, just the humor, the branding of humor, but I mean, I think also he has a lot to do with just the popularization of comic books. Like comic books have always been popular, but I mean, really, like he started just once again these conversations about such things just made him more popular to talk about. So
He really created like space for people to be passionate about things,
yeah,
like for his characters to be passionate about things, and not in a way that was making fun of them.
right,
Um, it was saying like these are things that they are spending time thinking about and that they enjoy, and allowing them to have these really like big conversations with them. And it didn't really matter whether they were considered like cool or nerdy or whatever, as long as you were with your friends having those conversations, then it was fine. Be
Yeah,
passionate about what you're passionate about.
right,
And that's what his characters do.
right.
He also, rewatching Clerks, I don't know that I had any sort of cognizance of this when I watched it like at 14, 15. The female characters were so like strong.
Yeah,
Like they were so like empowered female characters. They were so strong and so like sort of like good at standing their ground.
yeah.
And I found that like I always find that pretty impressive in his movies.
Yeah, and they didn't ever apologize for their motives or actions,
No.
so yeah. Uh,
They were much more certain than the male characters.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, and then watching this movie, like certainly in college, especially as I was, for lack of better terms, like a digital film production major. But like this movie just, and especially the story behind it, that I mean, you just see it and it does just invoke this like, oh, like if you want to go make a film, if you want to write a book, whatever it is, like yeah, yeah, just do it,
Just go do it.
you just go do it. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to hit or you're going to have the success that Kevin Smith did. That's a whole probably different conversation that like people were like, I made this film. Why aren't I popular? But yeah, just I honestly never had the balls to max out credit cards to but probably that's maybe what doesn't make me a true artist, that I won't do sacrifice everything for the art, so to
Just
speak. But
all of it.
yeah, I'm just too practical in that way, I guess. But it is kind of like, especially when the age he was when they made this movie. I mean, this movie is a reflection of that attitude of like, kind of like, at this point, what else do I have to lose?
Right.
So,
It was
yeah,
like this. I work at the convenience store.
yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. And it's crazy to read about, just like he would work all day, and the owners gave him permission. I mean, this film is shot in the actual place he worked, and then they would film all night. He would nap for 2 hours, and then they would just
and
do it all over again, run it back. Yeah, it's crazy. Which I do like the fact that they built in why the garage doors are essentially down the whole time, because it
uh-huh.
allowed them to shoot quote unquote day scenes, during the middle of the night or whatever. So, yeah. What what about, you mentioned the female characters? Do you like the leads here? Do you like the mainstay characters, Dante and Randall and the crew?
I yes, I love everybody. Um,
So do you, I always thought Jay and Silent Bob were like I kind of get the appeal of them, but it's also I don't know. Just
I like going back, I forgot like how I guess I don't know if charming is the right word, but Jason Mewes was just so good, and it the role that they play, especially in that one, just it feels so specific. Like, yeah, there are like the people that you see that are hanging outside of the convenience store and that are just sort of always there and always present. And I mean, it it just yeah, I think they're so funny. um Randall is maybe my favorite.
Yeah, I think he steals this movie. Like when he comes in, it gets elevated to a whole new level.
It's
And
immediately his.
yeah, and I don't know him well enough, the actor, to know if he really, I mean, I guess he would consider himself an actor, but I don't know how much he's done outside of just the Kevin Smith universe. I'm trying to kind of look here, but yeah, it's almost like his character is like so good because um, it just it seems like he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do this. I don't know. It just seems like he's not trying, but he's naturally good at delivering the lines. And so it just I feel like someone knows a guy like this. Like it's like I personally would probably never be friends with Randall, like a best friend with Randall, but
Mhm.
like anything he would say, I'd be cracking up at him like at all times.
Absolutely. He was so, yeah, I would agree. He was super strong. It just felt like it came kind of naturally to him. Whereas like Jason Mewes, um, you can watch him kind of fumble lines and they
Yeah.
leave it in there.
Yeah.
And I find that kind of delightful that it was like it's in there, it's captured. You're like,
Yeah.
this is fine. Just
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, just the fact that how he constantly just leaves the video store and locks it behind him, but just
Yes.
goes in and out. And that scene, I had almost kind of forgotten about it, but when he's on the phone and he's listing all the porn titles in front of the the mom and their child, it's just and just
What
the
was the
punch.
one you wanted?
Yeah, the punchline of it, it's so good. And yeah, it's hard to kind of think of a different voice or even cadence, coming out of this film.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was looking at his IMDb. He's kind of done a few little things here and there outside of the Kevin Smith world, but um anyway, that's kind of interesting for sure. So like watching, you kind of touched on a little bit, but what's what hits a what does Clerk hit different? How does it hit differently now for you than when you first saw it?
Um, I I guess it just feels kind of broken in at this point in that it's like it's comfortable.
Yeah,
And it really was when I saw it the first time just shocking in like so many ways that it was a new film that was in black and white and but it was modern and it was about young people and things that were happening like at that time. It wasn't like it was doing that to reflect back on history or anything. um and then it was just and it was all talking. It wasn't like there were big scenes going on. It was just people talking. And all of these are things that I think have become um, utilized more. I mean, maybe not the black and white thing, but you see it on occasion.
yeah,
Um, but like the more, I've there are mumblecore films and things like that now that were based on more of like improv and having conversation and just like supposed to feel more lived in. And this felt like a precursor to that. And so it is still incredibly like funny and smart, but it just feels kind of lived in because it really has had an influence
oh yeah,
on so many other things.
oh yeah. I like that you used the word smart there too, because that was one thing I want to point out about Kevin Smith stuff. I think he's a deeply intelligent guy, and even this. So this film is loosely based on the Divine Comedy, by Dante. Hence
Mhm.
the character named Dante. I don't know how to say the last name. Alighieri. I'm not a literature expert, so
I don't know that I can say it
yeah.
either.
But anyway, there's nine rings of hell, and so this film is also broken up in nine different ways. So yeah, I was going to ask you, do you know enough about that to know how that flows with this movie and those that they have the title cards, but like I don't know enough about the Divine Comedy to know like, oh, this scene is emulating this chapter or whatever.
Well, I don't think that I knew that, or else I
Yeah.
I did think a lot about the title cards while I was rewatching it
Yeah.
this time. I think just when I watched it the first time, I was like, "Ooh, big words."
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I did like try to think about how they sort of lined up with the scene and everything. But I don't. I like I. It's been a while since. Uh, yeah, I don't know that I can take it back to that literary level.
Well, if anything, it's kind of seeing it, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I honestly didn't remember that aspect of the movie, even the title cards and stuff like that, but also I think just from a filmmaking perspective, a smart way probably in how he built that and just his capability of doing scenes, just from his schedule or whatever like that. I feel like
Yes,
maybe that decision is almost more of a production thing more than anything. So.
fair.
Yeah, I do like to kind of a spoiler alert if people haven't seen this film for whatever reason. Uh, I kind of it had been long enough. Didn't quite remember how the film ended, and I honestly forgot that it's the customer that came in to use the bathroom, like that he had like I had forgotten about that. So even in the moment where they're like who were you with in the dark? Like I too was like, wait, I don't remember. Like anyway, I think that in itself is clever as well. Like it's for a comedy, it definitely has some tricks, up its sleeves.
Okay, I was wondering this. Do you have a favorite customer?
A favorite customer?
Yeah, that goes
Oh.
in during the movie.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you meant in life. I was
No.
like, they're all my favorite customers. No.
Sure.
Um, oh my gosh. That's a good question. Can you tell me yours? And I know one will come to mind.
Yeah, I think my favorite is the guy that inspects all of the eggs.
Oh yeah. Very, very strange guy that time. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's a real customer. Like they have maybe not witnessed to that level, like it's an exaggeration, but they have witnessed somebody like just going through all of the eggs.
Oh man. Yeah, it's like when I go get eggs, like I feel like I have if I go into Brahms where you can't actually physically see the eggs, like sometimes I'll open up more than one carton, but even just almost more so because I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Not that I know you're supposed to see and make sure it's not cracked or whatever, but sometimes I'm like, I've been standing here way too long looking
It's
at
like
eggs.
just trust the process. You gotta go.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good question. I think the one that kind of stands out is the guy that comes in and starts kind of selling him on the idea. I can't.
Is it the is it the guy with the gum
Yes,
that's
yes, the
telling,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like gets the whole crowd and is like,
Yes.
don't buy cigarettes,
Yeah, yeah,
buy
yeah.
gum.
By gum, yeah. And but I think also really ties into like kind of what was going along with 90s culture at that time. It was just like that's when you're really starting to get this kind of anti-corporation uh kind of feeling going on. I mean, this is like totally like a Gen X vibe that
Yes.
scene. So, yeah. But I like how not that I can even point to a specific moment, but if you've worked a job like that, you've been in a position where someone, even when it comes to like someone gets mad at you, wants to speak to the manager, or how this guy like riles up these characters, and where you're like totally like one, you're kind of yelling at the wrong person, but two, like I do not care as deeply about this issue as you do. Like I very much have been in that spot before of like, oh, okay, whatever. So
You're like, dude, I'm making minimum wage right now.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
are you yelling at
Yeah,
me?
yeah. And in turn, I'm now the old guy that I do try to keep that in mind of just like there's certain things in life you do want to complain about, but you're like, this person is just like, he's just Dante right now. Like,
Like they are here because they have to be.
yes. And
That's
then,
it.
yeah, even worse, they're like, oh, that guy's a Randall. Like, I can't complain to him or he
Yeah.
will do something like something to my food order or whatever. Yeah. I guess, have you seen Clerks 2 before?
I have seen Clerks 2. I went to see it in the theater.
Okay. Yeah.
I was very excited to see it. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything for me.
Just didn't hit. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was that was fine. Sometimes they don't. And but I did it. I watched it. I don't really remember much about it. I don't know that I remember anything about it, just that I didn't care about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember enjoying it at the time. It's even in the moment. I think Kevin Smith is not necessarily trying to uh he's trying, from what I remember, he's trying something a little new with it. He wasn't trying to totally recreate like what he had done,
Right.
I mean, all the way to like, the fact that it's shot in color and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
I remember like overall being like favorable towards it. I definitely didn't see Clerks 3. So, I was trying to,
I don't think I did either.
yeah. So, um, yeah, for better or worse, that's kind of where Kevin Smith is for me now. Like, probably if something comes out, I think he's produced just some of his movies now just aren't as good. So, like, if something comes out, it used to be like when I first, saw Mallrats. It's like I watched Clerks, I watched Chasing Amy. Like, I kind of consumed all his stuff, but there was something that happened where some distrust kind of set in a little
Yeah.
bit.
I
But
watched all of those. I watched Dogma. I loved it.
oh yeah, Dogma. Yeah, that's a big one.
I did like his was it like his little like his foray into horror with Red State?
Yes,
Uh,
see, like I only saw that when it came out, but I'm pretty sure it made like one of my top films of that year.
I
I was pretty blown away by it.
I thought it was a really interesting premise, and I had a lot of fun with that one. I was like, "Oh, this is great." And then I tried something else and was like, "Oh no, not for me."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That movie, it has kind of the movie starts out as one thing and it becomes like something completely different, and
Yes.
in a good way where it kind of like it really kind of throws you off quite a bit. But yeah, I think people should check that out. Okay, so just take a quick little break. I was going to throw out some pop quiz questions to you about the year that this
Okay.
movie came out. Okay. So
94.
94. These aren't too hard, I promise. So,
Okay.
okay. So, what major film festival gave Clerks its first big buzz in 1994? So, this movie, where did this movie start getting its buzz?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. The Sundance Film Festival.
It was at Sundance. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't even think of the name of Sundance. I got
Yeah.
so scared of being in a quiz. I was like, oh God, now I can't remember.
Uh, so okay, here's the second question. This might be a little unfair. I don't really know how big your video game IQ is or not, but
I
we'll go with this one. Okay.
okay.
What iconic video game was released for Super Nintendo in November of 1994 that involved collecting bananas and riding rhinos?
Is that Donkey Kong?
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved that game when it came out. So
What system was that on?
it was Super Nintendo.
A Super Nintendo? Okay. I was like, I don't know if I ever had any Donkey Kong games.
Yeah. No, I had that one. I really liked it for whatever reason. I
Mhm.
think I think Nintendo was good at creating games that were like challenging but like not impossible. And so yeah, I was not the guy in the arcade that like I would go in the mall and I'd go in the arcade and was real fascinated by it. But there was always people in there that honestly probably kind of remind me of something that would come from Clerks that you
Yeah,
could tell had been in the arcade all day, and they would have the quarters lined up on the machines waiting to go next. And it just like if I had the nerve to play a certain game, and if somebody came up with that quarter on to play me, I was just like, it just made me a nervous ball of energy.
it was like, this is all yours, bud.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to play the game by myself. But okay, so I'll be mad at you if you don't get this one.
Oh
Okay.
God. Okay.
Okay. Uh, I'm hoping maybe I'm not sure if we've had a discussion about this or not, but I'm interesting. I'm sure you have a take about it. So, okay. In 1994, which alternative band released the song Buddy Holly with a video set inside Happy Days?
Weezer.
Yes. And so
Blue. Mm,
what's that?
That's from the Blue Album.
Right, right. So this was my follow-up question. Like, what's your hot take about Weezer?
Okay. In school, Weezer was my favorite band. I love the Blue Album and Pinkerton, their sophomore album. I got to see them live in 2001 before the Green Album came out.
Okay.
And I have been just horribly disappointed in everything that they've done since. I hate the album and don't like any of the other things. But I love the Blue Album. I love Pinkerton. I kept trying for a while and hate everything that they've done. But like they use Weezer at the end of Mallrats. They play a B-side Suzanne in the credits.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I
Yeah.
did. Those are all of my Weezer feelings.
No, that's good. I think those feelings kind of really sum up probably a lot of people's feelings towards the band. So, uh, but I do appreciate. I mean, they have kept chugging.
Yeah,
Like
stop.
say that again.
They should stop.
Cash in now.
Yeah, give it up, Rivers.
You didn't appreciate the music video with the Muppets?
I am not aware of that one. Thank
Oh, I'm so sending you this video once this conversation's over.
So mad at you for that.
Oh man. Okay, so kind of going back to this about Clerks. What do you think is the single most 90s thing about this movie? So, and I'm kind of not really necessarily. It can be deep. It doesn't have to be super deep. So, like for me, it was kind of two things. But one was all the cash that's being used to pay for things.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, yeah. And the other one was just a lot of cigarette buying.
There were so many cigarettes. Um, oh man, those were really good. Now I'm trying to think about it. Well, Randall works at a video store.
Yes. But
We
also
go in and rent movies.
yes, but also I would say something about this video store. I mean, I remember there was the Blockbuster, Blockbusters. There's definitely like like Hastings was also big in Long Beach. There's those big, I would say, more corporate mega stores. But this place, I mean, that I think it was called the Video Zone in my hometown, and it was more the kind of local video store, but definitely had the like back section with the what do you call the beads that hang from the door frame?
The
But
beaded curtain.
yeah, beaded curtain. So it was like definitely not the like, especially the age I was at. I was not going in that back room.
Yeah,
But
no.
anyway, so yeah, it's more so like this store. I mean, there was a lot of those local places that Yeah, because most of the covers is probably a copyright issue, maybe more than anything, but they were all in black cases. But I remember a video stores like that existing.
Well, I even remember like the the 7-Eleven like down the street from our neighborhood, they had a wall of movies that you could check out.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I remember there's a grocery store, Albertsons,
Mhm.
in my hometown, and they had a video section.
Yeah, there was just like a section. Everywhere had a section, but it was like Blockbuster was where you went for like the experience, or Hastings. You went
Yeah,
those places to have like it was all about that.
yeah, yeah. But I always kind of like was like, oh, it would be fun to work at like one of these stores, but it probably in reality it probably wasn't that fun. It was probably just like any other job.
I mean, I think it's probably pretty fun. I think if that's I think if you are in a space with something that you are really into, that yeah, the customers do make it really annoying. Always, they kill the vibe, but if you get to really like enjoy, the thing that you're into, and get to find people that are also really into that and talk too much about movies or music or whatever, it's fun. It gets exciting.
Yeah. Have you this just came to mind, even though this came a lot of years after, did you ever see the movie Slacker, Richard Linklater's first film?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but
It's been a really long time.
yeah, but this film definitely has a lot owes a lot to that film for sure, because that almost like more than anything really made people think that they could make movies, if you didn't have all this money or whatever like that. So, but it would be interesting I think that would be an interesting double billing if,
Ooh,
this
for sure.
clerks and slackers, so, or is it slacker? Uh, see, I'm not sure there, but,
I can't remember.
yeah. So yeah,
Linklater's good.
yeah, but yeah, I definitely, I'm really glad you challenged me to rewatch this film. Not challenge is the wrong word. This is a very like easy and a fun watch, and so it was fun to revisit this one, and I mean, I definitely think if people haven't seen it, they should check it out for sure. But yeah, I would say I even read that like. The MPAA was trying to make this an NC-17 film.
That
Uh,
doesn't surprise me.
it doesn't, yeah, and so, but they really fought back from the fact that, like as you had mentioned, it doesn't show anything, and
Mm-mm.
so it almost kind of gave them an argument to be like, oh, okay, but so yeah, I would say if you're not even so much if your ears are sensitive to bad language, but exploring some avenues that you wouldn't normally go down. I don't know if this film's for you, but I mean uh, if you've seen any other Kevin Smith thing and have liked it or it's appealed to you somewhat, this is definitely a film that you need to watch.
Did you watch so I have the collector series
Oh,
version,
okay.
and it has an alternate ending.
Oh,
Did
okay.
yours have the alternate ending by any
It
chance?
didn't. I actually watched this one on Canopy, actually, which is like the free service that's associated with your library.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I watched it. So no, yeah, tell me about the alternate ending.
The alternate ending, and this has you know, this has it has like a little like blurb of Kevin Smith talking over it, and he was like, so this is the alternate ending, thank you to, and I'm not even sure he said, who was like, cut this. Like, I appreciate it, but it shows Randall walking out the door, just like it ends like it does, and then Dante is standing behind the counter looking down and thinks that Randall walks back in and is like, did you forget something? And then he sees that it's some other guy and he's like, we're closed. And that guy pulls out a gun and shoots Dante
Oh,
and then walks behind the register and steals all the cash.
oh, huh. I wonder what he was trying to go for with that ending.
It's like, oh, there definitely wouldn't have been a Clerks 2.
No, no. Huh. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I wonder
Yeah.
what I wonder what the thinking was behind that.
Was it just like, okay, this is how we give this some real gravitas? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, no. Yeah, this this one is better without that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the other question you just this is an audio podcast, but I really you just showed me, but
Yeah.
also I remember I love the picture that you sent me. The question I always ask people on this podcast is if they own this movie on VHS. And so if you could describe to the audience your answer to that question.
My answer is yes. I still own it on VHS. I also own a Miramax Collector's Series
Oh,
widescreen DVD edition.
nice.
And I have the exclusive 2-disc collection of the Clerks cartoon that was made, which is honestly very funny and good also.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
So I know that's existed. Like what did that even air on?
I don't know.
You don't know. And was it I guess is it R rated? Is it mature language or is it like would it be on Adult Swim or do you remember?
Listen, I have not watched this in a really long time. I thought I might fit it in before this, and then I just didn't. No, it's also, this has an R rating on the back of it.
Oh, okay.
I just remember it, like, I don't ever remember seeing it anywhere other than having it on this DVD. Um,
Yeah.
and then being surprised because it was really funnier than it had any right to be. Like I thought it was going to be a thing that was maybe a little bit of a letdown, but it was really fun.
Yeah. Well, it said it was two episodes were broadcast on ABC before it was canceled. So I
Oh yeah,
get
this only has 6 episodes, so it released everything that didn't get aired that had been
okay.
created, and they
Yeah.
were really funny and good.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah,
I
I
wa-
I have everything.
that's awesome. I wonder if that's streaming anywhere. Huh. It seems like it'd be a quick watch, if anything. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Real you don't have to get super detailed, but the DVD edition that you have,
Mhm.
what are some of the special features on the DVD?
So it has audio commentary,
That-
deleted scenes,
Okay.
alternate ending, the Soul Asylum music video. That's super 90s. And
Yes.
it includes the theatrical trailer.
Okay. Okay. I would that would be fun to listen to the audio commentary. That's something I kind of I definitely miss in this streaming age is uh the special feature kind of things have just kind of gone out the window.
They're just gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were so fun.
They were fun. So well, awesome. Well, thank you for bringing your Clerks knowledge to this podcast and Kevin Smith knowledge as well. So I hope this was fun for you to dive back into this world.
I had a great time. We
That's
love the 90s.
we do, and as well as just '90s Weezer, and that's it.
And that's it.
Well, yeah, no, thank you so much for being on. Also, we would love our audience to share their own Clerks memories, even if you don't have memories of this film. Surely you've worked at a dead end or customer service job forever, so everyone has some good stories there. So we'd love to hear about those. So moviesareLifepod@gmail.com, and also visit our website for not only this series, but other great series that we have going on. Thanks again, Marisa, for coming on and for pressing play on the past.